Hey. Welcome to Super Serial Showtime, everyone. As always, I am your host, The Metal. And I'm alone right now, so, we'll deal with that. But thank you for tuning in, whether you're here live or watching in the future. We're glad to have you. If you are a regular or not, please share out the show with somebody else. And hey, if you enjoyed at any point in time, you can always give a donation to streamlabs.com/vomitoriumlive. You can see it ticking on the bottom there. It'll rotate around, or you can find the link somewhere down below. Really helps us out, and we'll get talking about stuff. There's actually a lot to talk about. Unfortunately, though, Marsupial was like, hey, I don't know the schedule. I'll let you know if I will or won't be there. And then he just didn't get back to me for I don't know, at all. So I'm here. Trooping on. It was a little too last minute for me to ask for a backup, but you know what? I don't actually need one. I can ramble on. I'm pretty good at that. So we'll actually just get into what we're going to talk about. If I can figure out which one I actually want to talk about first. I actually have way too many tabs open, which makes it hard for me to remember which tab was supposed to be which thing. So let me click through these real quick until I see something I want to complain about first. Oh, yes. Yes. The big news. Yeah, I'm not going to acknowledge that. The big news. So, Legend of Zelda actors were finally revealed. Oh, we didn't get to talk about this last week, because I think maybe it was revealed after last week's show. I don't remember exactly when. But it was sometime between last show and now. They picked the actors. And we have Link is going to be played by Benjamin Evan Ainsworth. And Zelda is going to be played by Bo Bragason. I know absolutely nothing about either of these actors before them being casted for this role. And honestly, that's exactly what I want to know about these actors before them playing the role. I don't know if they're exactly nobodies. They might have been in other things before. Let's see. Bragason has been in major TV series and a couple horror films, so that's not really all that much. Her career started in 2017. It's not that old, right? And Ainsworth has also been in barely anything. Though, I mean, actually, the notable things. But anyway, yeah, so their careers are still pretty new. They're not nobodies, but they're not like people who, if you put them in a scene, you're only going to see the things they've previously been or them as actors. They could fit the role. I don't know about Ainsworth's face. Maybe it'll grow on me. I think there's nothing wrong with his face, by the way. As a person, I'm not making fun of him. I think I have an image of what Link should look like in my head, and he's got a pretty square jaw. And Link is a pretty narrow elfish guy, so I'll probably be fine with it. Once he's in outfit, once he's actually moving, I see him in a trailer, it'll probably grow on me. But these are those initial reactions that you have when you see anybody who's casted as a character you know really well. Bragason, though, Bragason's, yeah. She could probably pull off half of the Zeldas. She looks perfectly adequate for the role. She's 6 years or 5 years older. Yeah, she's 5 years older than her co-star, her opposite. But she looks so young you wouldn't even know it, right? Ainsworth is, I believe, 16. Bragason is 21, but she looks like she could be the same age as Ainsworth, and I think that's all that matters, right? Nobody cares what the actor's actual age is. Only really cares what they look like in the film. I actually kind of preferred the day when teenagers were played by young-looking adults. Um, if you're a teenager. Obviously, there's only so far down you can go with that. But yeah, I think they could pull it off. Let's see. Fischoso asks, who is cast as Ganon? We don't know. Those are literally the only two actors we know that have been casted for this film thus far. Nobody else has been casted. We don't know if there's going to be a Ganondorf, if he'll only show up as Ganon, what kind of plot it will be. Some of that they might be reserving for later. Obviously, you have to build up tension over time, keep the hype going until the movie actually comes out. I imagine maybe before next month we might know, or by this time next month we might know at least who's casted as the major villain, and if the major villain's even going to involve like a familiar Ganondorf, or if we're going with a traditional just Pig Wizard Ganon, which I think Pig Wizard Ganon would be the best route to take. I know a lot of people are just attached to Ganondorf now because the most popular informative games, Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, and Tears of the Kingdom, all of those have a Ganondorf in them. But if you stick with Ganon and just make him, I would hope, partially practical for some of the scenes, if possible, like maybe animatronic or whatever, but like mix in some puppetry and some CGI, and you just had this big imposing pig wizard, then you just need a voice actor. You don't even actually have to worry whether the person looks like Ganon at all. Hey, Mike. So, yeah, who knows? But I think these are good casts. A lot of people are complaining, but there are a small minority of people, and you know exactly why they were complaining. For some reason, they wanted a tranny to play Zelda. But everybody else seems to be fine with it. I'm fine with it. I think these guys will do great. I just need to actually see what the movie looks like at this point, because casting is good, but it can only take you so far, right? You could have the best cast in the world, which might still be a very memorable movie, but it may not be the thing you're looking for, you know? Oh, I got a text. I wonder if that's marsupial. Okay. I'm gonna read his text out. He's like, damn, okay, just got here after going to a third mechanic. Are we live? We are currently live. So maybe he'll be on in a little bit. He's been having a lot of issues right now with the car specifically. That's why our schedule got rechanged around so much last week. Apparently, despite, you know, it being a fairly easy issue, all things considered, I forgot what kind of belt. I think it's just a rotator belt. It's something that could be replaced cheaply and efficiently. And there being 24-hour mechanics, it's apparently being a quite a bitch for him to be able to get a mechanic to fix this car. So he'll be on as soon as he can be. Maybe I should stall a little bit, because obviously this is the topic he's going to want to talk about the most. So if he's going to be on, I should let him talk about this topic. So what's going on with you guys today while we're stalling? Vischoso had some stupid comment about not understanding why B-stars exist. You don't understand why a lot of things exist. Things don't need to make sense to you to exist. I hope you know that, right? Things in the world do not have to fit your very, very tight understanding or misunderstanding of how things work to qualify as deserving to exist. There's a lot of things that I don't care about their existence, personally, and I may never, ever be able to be bothered to care about their existence, but as long as it's not actively hurting me or somebody else I know, or could even potentially down the line lead to something like that, I don't really care that much if something exists. You know, have a you do you movement. You want me to jump in Discord until Marsupial gets here? Nah, I'm good. I'm fine. I can just vamp and talk into my microphone, but if you guys have anything you want to say in the comments, I'll be sure to respond to them there in the chat. I actually had more than enough stuff to talk about if he didn't show up at all. It wasn't going to be an issue. I have probably more than an hour and a half's worth of tabs and stories pulled up, but because I didn't know if he was going to come on or not, I decided to start with the Zelda casting, and then he told me, like, hey, he's right, he's going to be here. Well, that's obviously the thing he's going to want to talk about the most, so I don't really want to move on yet, because if I move on, then I'll be hesitant to want to move back, you know what I mean? I don't really like moving backward. I want to go forward in the show. Just funny, this is very fitting music for the topic at hand. I guess I could always, until then, talk about more what I want to see from the Zelda movie. No fan castings. Like I said, I think the two people who have been casted so far are great. They're both British, which I think is also more fitting for Zelda. You want it to feel very European, right? Like the Zelda games were heavily influenced off of like European, depending on the game, anywhere between early medieval to not late, mid Renaissance. The games actually vary quite a bit because they exist in their own little fantasy version of the world, so they can mix and match quite a few different things. Oh, hey, he's here.
Hello.
Howdy, 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 howdy.
Hey,
you're making a lot of clunkety sounds. Yeah.
maybe I'm
Still moving things around.
Here.
Oh, okay.
No, it's like crinkling the back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, should be good.
Yeah.
Good to go.
Okay, well,
So,
you
when
know,
are we starting?
we already started about 13 minutes ago.
All right.
And I've been stalling because I didn't know if you were going to be here. You were kind of wish-washy on it. And I stupidly decided to start with the topic you would be so mostly interested with. And I didn't want to move backwards, so I've just been kind of like stalling a bit until then because we're talking about the casting for the Zelda movie.
Oh, okay. Did we not talk about that before?
No, it happened in between Super Serial Showtimes.
Oh, okay. I don't have much to say about it. I mean, I don't know either of these two actors, but they are British, so that's positive, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, I was just saying that too, right? Because Zelda is heavily influenced off of like European fantasy, so if you're gonna have an actor speaking English, it's actually best to have like a natural British accent.
Yeah, plus, like, since they're fairly unknown, they probably don't have a lot of baggage, hopefully.
Yeah, they've only been in a couple
Influence is
things each. I was looking at it.
Mhm.
Like, Bo Bragison had mostly been on a TV series called Three Girls, and then, like, a horror film after that. Her career's pretty young. It's only since 2017. And Ainsworth is kind of the same. He's even younger, right? Oh, she was also in the, I didn't realize that. Kingsglaive animation for Final Fantasy 15. She played the young version of Luna.
Oh.
Yeah. I didn't even put that together until now. Okay. No, I have seen her in something before, or heard her in something before, just very, very briefly. But then we also have Ainsworth was in The Haunting of Bly Manor, Flora and Ulysses, and a version of Pinocchio. I don't know which version though. For all I know, he might have been in the Guillermo del Toro one that I watched. I don't know which Pinocchio, but their careers are all very, very young. So they're not the type of people where if we look at them in the show, we're gonna see them as something else.
Yeah. And I imagine, people are like nitpicky about their look, specifically him. But they don't have makeup on, so they're gonna look more like the parts, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, yeah. Absolutely. I was saying that like at the very beginning of the topic that I was complaining about Ainsworth's face because he has a very square jaw, which in most situations is not a downside. But in my head, because I've just seen Link for so long, except maybe the more cartoony original Link from the manual of the first Zelda game, Link has like a very narrow elfish face, right? But
Yeah.
again, that's just me imprinting what I'm thinking of Link. Once I see him in a trailer, in the outfit, running around, I may not even care anymore.
I mean, honestly, if they give him long hair and
Which many Links have had.
they can, yeah, and they can do makeup to make his nose look longer and give him long ears and everything.
Yeah.
He'll look more like an elf, I'm sure.
In fact, I can only think of a couple Links that didn't have long hair, and that is more of like you would consider the back of their cut medium hair. Almost every Link has had like long bangs regardless, and some of them have had like really long sideburns.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild Link has huge sideburns.
Yeah, but
Not
it's
really
like
sideburns, just
yeah.
hair.
Oh yeah, he just has long hair in general. He even ties it back in a ponytail in many of the outfits. I think even his default one. And I think it's like Wind Waker Link has short hair-ish, and it's mostly the back. He still has pretty big bangs. Ocarina of Time, when he's a kid, his hair's pretty short. It's closer to medium length as an adult, but in the model you can't really tell. You have to look at the actual character art for that. But it's barely different. It's just like an adult version of his kid hair.
Yeah, frankly, adult Link in Ocarina of Time does not look feminine at all. Like, not even a little bit.
Oh, no. No, he's one of the more masculine-looking Links out of all of them.
I'm not sure. I mean,
He's actually probably
The one
also the
in Breath of
most
the Wild-
defined muscularly out of all the Links, too.
yeah. I mean, Breath of the Wild, he looks a little bit slight. I mean, he is short.
Yeah,
always
he's short
always
and
been
he's slender, right? But like a lot of adult Links, when he is an adult, he's got like that swimmer's build, you know, like an Olympic athlete.
Like, he's shorter than Zelda.
Oh, for sure. And it varies a lot from game to game. But if you were to like measure him to other things in the world, Link can be anywhere between 5 even to 5'7", you know, as an adult, right? And obviously even smaller as a kid.
Yeah. But Zelda, who's the same race,
Yep.
is, I guess, consistently taller. Like,
Usually,
she may be different heights, but almost always taller than he is.
I think they're closer to the same height in the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom timeline than I think they've ever been. Other than, well, I guess sometimes when they're kids they're kind of close, but even like in the Chibi games, Tetra's still a little bit taller than young Link.
Yeah. I was thinking that.
Mm-hmm.
The original.
And you expect that though, right? Because usually girls are taller than boys when they're around that age. They usually grow faster. Is the fact that she's consistently taller even once they hit adulthood.
I'm looking at I don't know, the original.
Yeah, he had pretty
Instructions.
scruffy hair in the original.
Yeah, they had like a picture of him. Let me see here. I mean, he had the long sideburns.
Yeah. I think it was even implied that the back of his hair was supposed to be long, but his hat was a
Yeah.
little more all-encompassing when he was... Like, his hair could be tucked into his hat in that
Yeah.
picture. It's a lot bigger on his head than later versions of Link is.
It looks like he almost has a mullet, except that in the front,
Yeah.
it's pretty long too. So, I don't know.
He's got a reverse mullet. He's got party in the front and business in the back.
He's got party in the front and the back, I think.
Yeah.
But then, let me see. take a look at the Zelda 2. I'm just looking at. I'm basing it on the instruction manual.
Yeah.
You know, where it's kind of like back then that was kind of the only way that you could sort of get the definitive how they are supposed to look. Wow, his hair was even longer in Zelda 2.
Mm-hmm.
But he's more of an adult. I mean, it's almost the same actually.
Yeah. Well, and then his hair's,
basically an adult version.
I think, overall shorter in A Link to the Past, but there's more volume to it. Like, he's got more hair in A Link to the Past.
Yeah.
And
Well,
sometimes it's pink.
Let's see, the manual on Internet Archive. Even shows it. Oh, there he is. Well, no, see, now he's got the bouffant in the front.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, it's pronounced.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot. He's got a lot of hair in the front.
Yeah.
I've drawn that Link many times.
Yeah, I mean, that is like getting out of control in the front. It's kind of the same in the back and the side.
Mhm.
He always has the sideburns. Where does he even not have sideburns? Like those big, long.
Well, like, I think mostly because of the models in Ocarina of Time, his hair was just tighter anyway. It's also the first time that he actually has blonde hair. You could argue that the pink sometimes in A Link to the Past is supposed to be like a dirty blonde hair. That's why they decided to just go with pink. And in like remake versions, they do he has a different sprite where sometimes he just has straight up blonde hair in it. But
Yeah, because they weren't nearly as limited.
Mm-hmm.
Able to make it stand out without making it pink.
Yeah, but like his hair is just overall cleaner in Ocarina of Time. I think that's an idea that they went with just because of the 3D models, so that the model would match the artwork closer. So you just start off like that.
Yeah, that was sort of the first chance that they had where they were like, hey, we could actually make him look in game sort of like he looks in the manual.
Fizz asks, how is pink blonde? Well, first off, nobody has naturally pink hair, right? Let's be real. The closest you get to that is maybe like strawberry blonde, which is still, it's in that reddish orange area, but it's close to blonde. So that's like the closest you're gonna get to pink. But his hair was like basically hot pink because that was the colors they were working with. And often in Japanese media, they will take certain characters that they want to stand out and they will give them different hair colors, and that'll be their natural hair color, but it's supposed to be more representative of a real hair color. And that kind of like mid-tone pink or lighter purple or whatever often just covers up for like anywhere between dirty blonde to light brunette hair.
Yeah, and like you said, it kind of depends on where you can find the images.
Yeah.
Because probably depended a lot on like the settings of your TV, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. But it's like there's also a lot of Link to the Past pictures, especially when you get into the comics that they did back in the day, where he just straight up has normal color hair in the images. It's like sometimes it's pink, sometimes it's not. It depends what the image was made for that game.
So I think the problem, I'm looking at it, I think the problem that they had was they couldn't just have the hat just be green and then stop.
Yeah.
It would look weird, so it has like a light brown
sometimes almost yellow collaring hem.
Yeah. Like rim around it. And so if they gave him brown hair, it would look like it was part of the hat.
Yeah.
And they couldn't really do blonde. I think they just ran out of colors. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. Or they just thought it was fun. That's another thing too. They could have just thought it was fun.
Give him pink hair.
Yeah. When I was young, I wanted pink hair for a while, but never went and did it. Mostly because I liked my blonde hair too much. I wish I still had it.
All my characters, I don't know why. Whenever I have a choice, like in Story of Seasons, like I'll always give my character blue hair. Like deep, dark blue hair.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It's another interesting thing, because like I was thinking about some more stuff I wanted in this movie. And Fizz was even asking if they cast a Ganon yet, which they didn't. Like, we don't even know what version of Ganon might be in this movie at all, right? Whether if they go traditional pig wizard, if they go with Ganondorf. I think it was sometime last week or whatever, it was brought to my attention, something I never noticed. But Ganondorf isn't fully grown when you first see him in Ocarina of Time. Okay. He's like a teenager in the past. Or something like that, right? And he's still big. He's already like somewhere close 6 or almost 7 feet tall as a teenager. But they scale him up to kind of be like the same proportionate size difference to Link when he's an adult. So like old man Ganondorf is like 8 foot tall.
Yeah. Big guy.
Yeah, so it's like I'm wondering what they would do for that in the movie, whether they would actually go fully with that and have like giant Ganondorf, just Thanos CG him, or if they might just keep like a smaller one if they even go with Ganondorf and then just leave that stuff for Ganon.
Yeah, well, are they gonna have a Ganon and a Ganondorf?
Yeah, who knows?
I mean, you know, Ganon is only in the Downfall timeline.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter to a movie at all.
I guess.
In fact, even to the games, the timeline doesn't really matter. It's whatever they feel like the next thing they do.
I guess so, but he's just only ever been in that time?
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know if they're even going to consider whether the movie is in a timeline, like the timeline at all or not, right? Like, by default, it probably will be, right? But it'll be like, yeah, this is just another thing that happened. It doesn't matter, right?
Yeah. They barely consider the games to be in any time.
That's what I'm saying, like, where it doesn't really matter. It's just like whatever they decide to do at any point in time.
Yeah. And then later they're like, yeah, this kind of matches. This kind of matches this timeline, maybe, sort of.
Yeah. Yeah. This says there's no mammals with natural pink or green hair. That might be true. I know there's at least a mammal with natural blue hair. It's like a squirrel. I've seen it. I don't know every mammal to be able to say that or not. I'm sure Google would probably tell us and probably agree with exactly what he said. I can't confirm that. There's too many mammals. Most mammals are bats too, right? Like a quarter of all unique species. Yeah, a quarter of all unique species of mammals are bats.
Yeah, but not by like the number of bats.
Oh, no, we're not. I'm not even talking about biomass. We're talking about like diversity here, right? Because you're saying with natural hair colors or whatever. So in that regard, we'd be looking for like biodiversity, and then we'd be looking at unique species, because that's where we're going to find like different traits and colors and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of animals with like pink skin that probably comes through from what? I don't know.
But if it's saying biomass, most mammals are probably just rats.
Oh, there's a pink spider.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of pink stuff. The thing is, like, pink hair and hair-like things are natural. So it's not like you couldn't have a mammal with it. It's just have never needed to adapt that way, right? Because I'm actually not going to go into that tangent. I was going to go into explaining, like, how genes actually work.
Yeah.
But that would be way too long. I would need, like, a whiteboard or something behind me to draw, like, a topographical probability map. We're not getting into that.
How about how the color pink works? Because that's crazy.
Yeah, because it also depends on what are you calling pink. And depending on what you're calling pink, it may or may not exist.
Exactly. I still don't understand the whole pink does not exist thing.
It depends on what the context. But no, the pink definitely exists. It's a phenomenon. If something's a phenomenon, it's real. It just also depends on what you mean by real.
Yeah, although it seems like a lot of the pink animals are due to like feathers, and I feel like it's probably like refracting the light in a really strange way.
Oh yeah, it's like that with a lot of black feathers too, where to get like completely dark inside there for like camouflage purposes, the feathers are actually built in a way that they trap the light in there so it doesn't like reflect back out. Yeah. There's absolutely nothing to do with what we were talking about, other than the fact that I guess Link had pink hair at one point in time.
You know, the flute boy has brown hair.
Yeah.
Why couldn't they give him brown hair?
That's what I'm saying. I think it was just because it was fun, you know? That's why, like, that's why Bulma's got blue hair or purple hair, depending on how you look at it, right?
Yeah.
It's not like...
Are we intentionally, like, up high?
Are we?
Yeah. Just happy to look at the stream. But anyway.
Oh, you know what? It's because I was in full screen while you weren't here, and I never put us back. That's why.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I do like how... I don't know these actors.
Yeah, I like that too.
And yeah, I don't, you know, the Link kid is not, you know, not a shoe-in, but like I said, hopefully they can do that with makeup. For her, she's like perfect. Like,
oh yeah.
Totally.
And like, especially depending on what version of Zelda, there's not even much you need to do to her, right? Like, Zelda's been a blonde half the time, but she's also been a brunette half the time, so it's like you can just go with whatever.
Yeah, but yeah, just the look. I don't know. She's just kind of cute, but like
she kind of has like that really really old Zelda look where she had like the like very voluminous brown hair and like the blue dress. You know the one I'm talking about, where she doesn't even necessarily look like a princess. She just kind of looks like a maiden.
Yeah.
Like she's kind of got that going on already.
Yeah, she looks like she could be, like, you know, kind of a little too serious for her age, you know, like, because Zelda's supposed to be wise and, or at least have a lot of responsibility.
Well, see, I was going to say the opposite, though. She kind of looks like too young for her age, but that's actually the benefit here. Because, like I was saying before, she's 5 years older than the actor playing Link. She's already 21, but she looks so young that they look like they could be contemporaries. Like you wouldn't even know otherwise unless somebody told you.
Yeah, she looks about 16. But, you know, supposed to be a beauty.
Oh, yeah. I would love, though, for whoever they cast for Ganon. I would really like just to have the Pig Wizard. Like, I want them to go with Pig Wizard. That way you could just cast a voice for Ganon. And they don't have to care what the actor looks like.
Yeah, but would he be CGI?
So I was saying that earlier. I would like them to, obviously, work within their means. CGI would be easier. This is being directed by the Maze Runner guy. Some of the creatures or the mechanics and stuff in the maze were just completely CGI. But he knows how to work with that because it looked good. I would want it to be like as much animatronic as you could, right? Even if it's just there to be a base, and then you can make the CGI around it.
I don't know. I think I'd prefer a really imposing Ganondorf. I think find the right guy.
Oh, I'm not against it either way. I want the Pig Wizard. If you could give me both, I'd be happy, you know?
Yeah.
Have Ganondorf become the Pig Wizard at the very end. That's fine.
Yeah, I can't imagine they wouldn't do that. So they're like, yeah.
Yeah, I think the problem is Ganondorf's just become too popular as a character. I was naming off like all the games that he showed up in before, and it's just like he's cool. I think I like Ganon more. Not that you can't have both because they're technically the same guy, but it's just kind of weird that Ganondorf has kind of just become the face of Ganon, right? Which I guess he, human-wise, is the face of Ganon. But there's also so many times in the past where it was like literally just Ganon, and I kind of like that too.
Yeah. You know, he's kind of scary and Link Between Worlds, I think. I mean, when he kind of fuses with Yuga or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
It was easy as a boss.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. I like that version.
Yeah. Fizz thinks they're not going to use animatronics at all. I said I'd like it. I'm not holding my breath for it. I don't think this is going to be purely green screen though. Just because of the guy working on it. If you look at behind the scenes for Maze Runner, that whole thing wasn't purely green screen. They used a lot of compositing in it with actual shots. And
how are they going to do monsters? I mean, how are they going to do monsters?
That's probably going to be mostly CGI. So there's probably going to be a lot of computer graphic integration in general. I just don't think it's going to be purely. There's probably going to be a lot of compositing.
Are they going to have Yiga?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess there's always been kind of human-ish characters. Like, are the guards in A Link to the Past, like, they used to be human, but
Those are Hylians, yes.
Yeah.
They're like...
They get sort of transformed.
Well, they're tainted. But I think they're still, from what I know, just Hylians. But, I mean, all of them would be bigger than Link anyway, right? These were grown soldier men. Link was, he was still like a young adult or teenager. He was called a boy, right, by his uncle. Yeah. So that's what the impression you're supposed to get, that like a normal guard or soldier should be bigger than Link.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, in Link to the Past, yeah, he seems like he's like 12.
Yeah, he's somewhere. He's like maybe a pubescent boy.
Yeah. I guess there's some images, you know, from the manual and stuff. With there's one with his uncle where he looks a little bit older.
Well, he definitely kind of looks teenager when he's in the sewer walking with Zelda.
Yeah. There's one picture I think is from manual, and maybe there's more. Where he definitely looks like he's more 16, 17, sort of.
Yeah, he's just kind of... He's a boy in the same way that, like, somebody in, say, like, an old fairy tale or ancient times would be considered an adult, but they still would have to go through, like, apprenticeship and everything before they have the responsibilities of an adult, you know?
Well, they definitely made his sprite look very young.
Yeah.
Very small. So it's hard to tell between the sprites and what he really looks like. Because I always made the sprites really kind of squat, fat, you know, not like they were supposed to look life. I guess we'll see.
Also, Fizz, Ganon and Ganondorf are not literally the same. It's not a Frieza transformation. The games even say this several times. While they are of the same life force, technically they're all demise. They're a reincarnation. But Ganondorf goes mad and becomes the demon Ganon. That is what happens in the game. They are technically separate entities. They would have different, distinct personalities from each other, too.
I mean, he looks pretty transformed at the end of Ocarina of Time.
Oh, I mean, it definitely is a transformation, but he literally becomes the demon Ganon. That's the wording that they use. It's like a madness type thing.
Yeah. he's remarkably lucid in the Adventure of or the Adventure of Neil.
I'm sure. But even when Ganon comes back too, he has a completely different personality than when Ganondorf comes back. And you're talking about like how they've restructured the timeline stuff. There's like the whole the Fallen, the Calamity timeline, whatever, right? The way Ganon acts when he keeps coming back in that timeline is different than the personality that Ganondorf has when he keeps coming back in the other timelines.
Yeah, I guess. He is kind of mindless. Destruction. But yeah, Legend of Neil. That's what it was. Legend of Neil. Of course, they had a Black Zelda, but it was played as a joke.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't. Other than the fact that, like, also talking about whether it will be completely CG or not. This is being done with Sony, and given the director, here's the thing. Sony likes to save a little bit more money than some of their competitors do. So, yeah, they'll throw CG, but they'll be like, hey, save it for the biggest moments, right? Like, we could probably imagine, I would like animatronic. If there's anything that they would save it for, we would probably get like a Venom versus Venom type fight where it looks like it was done in PS3 graphics at the very end where Link's fighting Ganon. They would probably just throw all the money at that. Hopefully it'd be done better than that. But they would be using compositing for a lot of the earlier shots. I would like to see some of the more humanish like things to be like people in suits or some kind of combination of that. Even if it's just people running around with like green markings on that they could then later use for the CG. Because they're, you've got like what? Lizalfos, Wolfos. There's a lot of humanoid things, moblins that you could have people stand in for during the shoot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll be very interesting to watch the behind the scenes stuff after it's made.
Yeah.
So what were you trying to change it to?
Man, you want to talk about this collective shout thing that's just everywhere? Where'd this come from?
Do I? I think I did want to talk about it, but I want to talk about it on a Thursday show. Especially because I wanted to talk about how it affected Steam.
Yeah.
Which is what we were going to talk about, but we didn't do it Game Central Junction last week. So this week, we will talk about the whole Steam dilemma when we get there. But we do have plenty to talk about. I've got like 15 tabs open. Wasn't necessarily planning on talking about all 15 tabs that I got open, but I was prepared to carry this entire show by myself, so I grabbed like 15 tabs. There's actually a lot of stuff going on right now. Most of it I don't care about because, like, apparently Marvel had a big thing. I think, is Comic-Con going on? Is that why all this news is happening? But Marvel released like 100 stories about all kinds of stuff that I don't care about. Because for the most part, the MCU's dead to me. Maybe if they did like a one-off thing that didn't seem completely bad, I'd probably go watch it. Which I was laughing because Kevin Feige was saying, like, after 30-something movies, Fantastic Four is the first like true one-off movie where you don't have to do your homework for it. I'm like, wait, what about the first movies you made? You didn't have to do homework for Iron Man. That was the thing that started all of it. It's such a weird thing to say, Kevin.
Yeah.
But there wasn't really anything that interested me out of all of those stories, except for one thing, where which still isn't going to get me to watch it, but they're going to be using Secret Wars as a way to like reset the MCU back into a singular timeline. They don't want to call it a reboot though, because reboot's a scary word. But Secret Wars is going to be an overhaul. I wonder if they'll at least do the fan favorite thing of letting Doom become God, or getting the power of the Beyonder. That would be kind of cool. And maybe he'll reset the world. I'm not gonna watch it, but I hope they do that. Yeah, Fizz, you didn't have to do your homework for Captain America. You didn't have to do it for Thor either. Like, none of those first movies you had to do any homework to get. You just went in and watched the movie. The first movie you needed homework for was The Avengers. But yeah, I think the MCU has definitely gotten out of hand, out of control. And I think even the higher-ups are starting to see that. They're like, we got to do something about this. We're bleeding a lot of money. We're putting a lot of stuff out there that is taking us in every direction, and we're not seeing any benefit out of it. Let's reel this back a little bit, at least collapse it, and then, we can get out of hand again after a while. Because this isn't going to permanently solve anything.
Sorry, I was responding to somebody.
Okay. Okie dokie. So, you want to hear something awful?
Sure.
Oh, okay. Cool. Do you like Judge Dredd?
Yeah, it's all right. I liked the last movie a lot better than the first one. Although I didn't dislike the first one because
the first one's good. It's just
Rob
like
Schneider.
Dredd was more like the character and the story. Like it was a better adaptation by far.
What in the first one?
No. The first one was called Judge Dredd. The second one was called Dredd.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I just it was more comedic and and kind of strange. It wasn't. It was a good movie. It was a good movie on its own. It wasn't a great Dredd, but anyway, yes, I like it.
Yeah. I like both of them. I think they're great in their own ways. I do agree that the second one that was made with oh my God, what's his face? Carl Urban. That was better because it was more like Judge Dredd, and I like that he insisted that he was never going to take off the helmet because Dredd never takes off his helmet. That was good because when Urban plays a character, he sinks into the character. He doesn't want to be Carl Urban in a role. He wants to play the character that he's playing. Well, I've got some bad news. So apparently a new one could be on the way, being helmed by Taika Waititi, which is probably one of the last people I would want to put on a Judge Dredd movie. Do you really want Dredd, Love and Thunder?
Why do you think that'll be the last Dredd movie?
I didn't say it'd be the last Dredd movie.
Sorry.
I said it's the last person you'd want to put on a Dredd movie.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's done some good stuff and some bad stuff. I don't know that has he done anything that's been like pretty serious like the last Dredd movie?
I don't think he's ever done something serious. And that his strength is to do more comedic things. Even if you're going to be doing some type of like semi-serious, it's better if he's working on something comedic. I don't think he should be on Dredd, right? I like Taika's work. Don't get me wrong. When he's working on like original stuff, when he's not working on comic book characters, there might even be a couple comic book characters where their movie shouldn't be serious at all. and he'd probably be good on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I have not liked anything he's done with comics. I don't even like it when he shows up in a comic movie. I was rewatching Green Lantern last Monday for the Matriarchy, where we were talking about the old Green Lantern movie, and I completely forgot that Taika was in Green Lantern as like the buddy who was the comms and picked him up when he became a Green Lantern. It's like, I forgot he was in that movie altogether.
Like very young.
Yeah. Which I guess it makes sense. Him and Ryan Reynolds are friends, so like.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't like the idea of him being on Judge Dredd.
Was there a Dredd in 2009? Oh no, that's a completely different thing. That was a horror movie. Never mind. I was like, wait, what Dredd came out in 2009? Yeah, I don't know who this director is that did Dredd in 2012.
Yeah.
Pete Travis? British?
They did a good job.
But he seems to do some pretty serious, maybe, thriller. Maybe some of these are horror movies. That's the kind of guy you need, I think.
Yeah.
It's gotta be pretty serious.
You got to look at the material you're dealing with and being like, who can capture the tone, of what we're supposed to be working on.
Yeah. I've actually not heard of any of these other movies that he worked on.
Yeah. Like, in the same way, I wouldn't want Scorsese working on The Naked Gun. Like that's a completely mismatch, right? You got to put the right guy on the right thing.
Yeah, I don't know why they keep putting Taika Waititi on comic book movies that are supposed to be fairly serious. I mean, are they gonna put him on a Punisher movie?
I mean, they basically are, in a way, right? There's a lot of Dredd stories where he's basically Punisher, except he's got the backing of the law behind him.
Yeah. Taika Waititi bringing Judge Dredd back to the big screen. I don't know.
Maybe he'll show off for a change. I highly doubt this. I highly doubt it. That he can do more than just comedy. But it's hard for me to even get those words out of my mouth.
Did he direct Thor: Love and Thunder?
Yeah, he did Love and Thunder and he did Ragnarok.
I liked Ragnarok.
I didn't. I did the first time I watched it, but the more it sat with me, the more I disliked Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Like, it's a funny movie, but it's not Thor.
It was a little too jokey.
And I think the only reason it didn't bother me at first is because I don't like particularly either of the stories that they put in there. That's about the time where like Marvel was losing me, right around like Civil War was being done, that Planet Hulk and Ragnarok stories were being done, and they took both Ragnarok and Planet Hulk and put them into one story. So I think I just kind of went for the ride the first time I watched it because I didn't like either story from the source material. But even then, rewatching and sitting with me, it's like, I don't like this movie. There's stuff that pissed me off about that movie to begin with anyway. Like,
is this right? He's Taika Waititi's gonna do a live action Akira movie?
I hope not. But I guess maybe he will.
Since Taika Waititi's Akira movie is still happening, and finally it's about to drop a big update. Oh my god.
See, Fizz, I'm going to be one of those few people that disagrees with the crowd. I don't think Dark World was bad. I liked Thor Dark World. I like it more than Ragnarok. But yeah, a lot of the the general public didn't like Dark World as much.
Speaking of Akira, I watched the what's it called? Sonic 3 movie?
Yeah. Did they have an Akira space laser?
No, they had the Akira motorcycle.
Shadow did like the slide. Yeah.
Yeah, except he did it up a building. It was pretty cool. I have to say, that was probably the best.
They had a perfect opportunity to do an Akira space laser.
Well,
they had like a whole space thing,
Yeah, but I mean, there was a space laser, but I don't want to ruin it, but yeah, it wasn't like, it was just a space laser.
Yeah.
It's not like the Akira one. It was meant to blow up the whole world. Not like it wasn't focused on one
This
area.
is a weird movie. They took so much from Sonic Adventure 2, but also they didn't take anything important from Sonic Adventure 2 other than like the whole Shadow Maria thing and how he kind of doesn't work for the good guys at first because he doesn't know. Like, they took like Shadow's backstory and that's it. That's like the only thing they stuck with Sonic Adventure 2. It's like, yeah, but there's a lot of really good things about it that should have been in the story. But I guess maybe they just didn't want to deal with the giant space lizard.
Maybe the next one. They did have a post-credits scene. Did you ever see the post-credits scene?
I've seen it before, I think, clipped. It's the one with Amy, right?
Yeah, with all the Mecha Sonics and Amy Rose shows up.
Yeah. Listen, it's its own version of the story. I get it. But if you're dealing with like Sonic Adventure 2, Amy should have already been there. Rouge the Bat should have been there too, but obviously they don't even want to touch Rouge the Bat if they can avoid it. They don't.
Too sexy.
Exactly. It's because they think she's too sexy. They've actually nerfed her recently too. Compared to, oh my God, you're so loud.
What happened?
I don't know. There was some like wind or something that was blowing directly in my ear. I think we're fine.
Sorry, I don't have my regular.
Yeah, you're not at your setup.
Microphone.
But
if I get like a little bit too close or too far.
They basically made her flat compared to normal. They're body shaming Rouge, which like the whole point of her character is she's supposed to be a femme fatale. A misunderstood femme fatale too. Like she does play people, but it turns out that Rouge is a little friendlier of a person than she gives off, right? And she just really likes being a jewel thief. So like they don't like that. It's like she's a good character. Her design also makes her stand out. It's part of what makes her unique compared to every other character around her. But they're like, no, we don't want to touch that bat.
She's got a lot of makeup on. Maybe she'll show up in the next one. Who knows? Oh, I see. Oh God, they put her like in a suit.
Yeah.
Like, what do you call it? A pantsuit.
Instead of her like really sexy vinyl like jumpsuit with the heart on her breasts or whatever.
Yeah, and the the long boots. The thigh highs.
Yeah. She's supposed to be like a Catwoman archetype. She's like this jewel thief femme fatale. That's what she was.
Oh, is this real? This can't be real. Someone has a picture of Rouge the Bat in Sonic 4 with Shadow, but yeah, she's like in her awful pantsuit.
I don't know. I wouldn't trust anything that's come out. It's either AI or some people are manipulating things. I don't think there's been an actual leak for Sonic 4 at this point.
It looks like some CGI TV show or something. Kind of mixed in with scenes from Sonic 3.
Yeah. Well, they did do a CGI TV show, but I don't see anybody ever talking about it. Like, apparently people really liked. It wasn't fully CGI. It was same integrated, but people liked Knuckles, but nobody talks about the Knuckles TV show. So it's like, it did well enough. I don't know. I wasn't ever gonna watch it.
Silly. I guess, Sonic is one of those things. It's like, yeah, she should be sort of a femme fatale, but at the same time, it is kind of a kid's IP. I don't know.
Yeah, but that was never a problem before.
Yeah, I'm just not going to get too worked up about it because
Yeah.
I don't really care about Sonic. Is she supposed to be like a love interest of Shadow?
It's weird. Sometimes it's played off that they're close. I don't know if she's like honestly a love interest for anyone. Really, she's a little flirty with everyone. It's the type of character she is. She's like a rival to Knuckles. She flirts with him while they fight and stuff. I think it also varies depending on which media you're interacting with.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of fanfic.
Yeah.
All kinds of things.
Yeah.
But they did kill off, supposedly, Eggman, so I'm guessing Jim Carrey finally said, okay, I'll do one more. That's it.
Until he just drops the ball that he's coming back next movie anyway.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know if he can come back from that, but I guess anything's possible.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you'd be surprised. They don't treat him like that, I think, in that series because they want Eggman to come off more as like this, like, otherwise normal human Lex Luthor-like genius, right? But in the actual games and stuff, Eggman's basically as tough as the super-powered rodents and other mammals that he's, like, fighting up against. He just prefers to use technology. That's why in a lot of the multi-games where there's multiple heroes, like Sonic Adventure 2, they put him as like a rival to Tails, who Tails can also run almost as fast as Sonic, fast enough to keep up half the time. But he prefers to just use his tech, and they have mechs and stuff. But like in the earlier games, after you destroy his mechanical thing, Eggman runs off on foot fast enough that Sonic has to chase behind him. Yeah. But that's also because Eggman is human as far as standards of like Mobius are, like he's not like an Earth human. He's a freak.
Well, maybe he has like technology in his life.
Yeah. Well, in this world, he is straight up like just an Earth human. I believe that is his origin in this one.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I saw it. I watched the movie. It's, I wouldn't say it's any worse than the previous two.
Yeah.
It's about the same.
Yeah, I might watch it eventually. I don't know. I didn't like the previous two. I thought a lot more of the second one. Like I said, it finally started feeling like a Sonic the Hedgehog movie and not a Hop featuring Sonic.
Well, they did, and it does seem like James Marsden is, less interested. So they didn't have him in there very much.
Yeah. They should have just straight up did Sonic X and had like a kid. Just had like somebody play Chris instead. And just like rip the story directly from Sonic X. I think it would have been better.
Yeah. It seemed like they were phasing those characters out, and they'll, they can probably do anything they want. For the fourth one, completely different if they want.
Let's see, we had completely different weekends with the stuff we decided to watch, right? You were watching Sonic 3, because somebody ended up putting it in my head, basically, spent 2.5 hours watching Carmen.
San Diego?
No, the the opera written by Bizet.
Oh.
You know, with like
I've seen
habanera.
it in person. Yeah.
Oh, I've seen a version of it before. I've never seen it with subtitles, though. I'm not fluent in French. So it's like, I know what's going on, but I don't know precisely what's going on. It's one of those things where you don't have to know what they're saying, though. Like, you could get the gist of what's going on just by watching it. But this time, I watched it with subtitles. So I knew precisely what was going on. There was a very nice version of it made in 1984 by Francisco Rossi. That was just a full-length adaptation, decent cinematography and everything, really good cast. Not very good compositing. There's a couple scenes that bother me, but otherwise it was beautiful, beautiful movie. And it's basically the full length, just without intermissions. So that's what I did, all because like this is what pissed me off, right? I was watching a stream, and all this stuff always starts off with me watching a stream. I was watching a stream, and the streamer was humming Toreador. Yeah, he was like humming Toreador. And the young little, I don't know, young Zoomers, old Gen Alphas, you can't really guess, right? We're like, oh, that's the song from Friday Nights at Freddy's. And even the streamer had to be like, no, that song is old as dirt. It is in Five Nights at Freddy's. It's not from Five Nights at Freddy's. And then Toreador was stuck in my head. And I was kind of pissed. I was like, you know what? I'm going to just engage in some culture tonight. And it took me, I tried to do it the right way. I tried to do it as legal as possible. But no matter how hard I tried, I could not find a service that had a good version of the movie. And I specifically wanted that version because that's like the best adaptation. I looked for like 2 hours. They even said, when I looked it up, that it should have been on Apple TV. And I went to go look. And it wasn't. Like, oh, it must be region specific or something. So after trying my damnedest, I had to go sailing. But eventually I watched it anyway.
Okay. Like
It was a good evening.
I saw it at the Tennessee Performing Arts Center live with super titles, I guess they call it.
Mm-hmm. Where it'd be like projected on the ceiling or wall above them or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while, but yeah, I seem to remember it's pretty good.
Oh, it's great. It's just, I think it holds up as probably one of the best performances ever done. Like you're just like one of the best theatrical performances with opera is. Maybe even be one of the best stories written, honestly, because like it's one of those things that it carves down to like a deep part of human nature that almost anybody can relate to.
Mm-hmm.
And also Carmen fucking has it coming. So, you know, like the ending's justified.
Yeah, I don't really remember it that much. But
Oh, it's a tragedy. She dies at the end, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just real quick, to answer Joseph's question. Yes, at the end of Sonic 2, they find the Chaos Emerald, and Sonic definitely goes Super Sonic or whatever you call it.
I think both of them do.
Just him at the end of Sonic 2.
Oh, sorry, it was Sonic 3. Both of them do. Yeah.
Yeah, Sonic 3. Yeah, he and Shadow both. Although I don't know how that worked. I mean, I guess they both kind of run into the Chaos Emerald at the same time.
Oh yeah, you know, don't think about it too heavily. It's the same in the game, right? In the game, when they both had to do it, basically the Chaos Emerald circled around both of them, and they both went super. Yeah. So it's like apparently, as long as they circle around any number of hedgehogs, they could all go super.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
you know.
no, nothing says that. Nope.
Which obviously is not even pretending. He would tell you himself. It was a ripoff of Going Super Saiyan, which had already happened in the manga by the point that the first Sonic game came out.
Yeah.
There's a lot of...
I feel like they even say that.
Yeah.
Somewhere in Sonic 3. I think they said that. Something.
Yeah. There's a lot of influence from Dragon Ball Z on Sonic. A little in the other direction, too, because, like, the original guy who ran the Sonic team was, like, a good friend of Toriyama's, so they would talk to each other and they'd exchange ideas. But it's like, there's Shadow is just Vegeta. You know, he's got a different backstory, but he's just Vegeta, you know? Silver the Hedgehog is a time traveler with silver hair that comes from the future to try to change events. He's just Trunks. He's just future Trunks. Like, there's so many of these things. Chaos Emeralds, they're just a Dragon Ball MacGuffin, right? There's the same number of them and everything. It's like, Sonic is just other Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, they wouldn't even deny it. Maybe modern, the Sega might deny it. Maybe certain members of the Sonic team would, just because they've had to carry this on and pick it up. But, like, the creator wouldn't even deny it. It's like, yeah, it's just other Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Who did Goku mostly fight at the beginning? A guy making androids, right? And the Red Ribbon Army.
Yeah. Did it start out that way? I don't know that. Just kind of
Yeah, no, like, from the very beginning, it was basically sort of like it had a lot of its own stuff. It was still about, like, traveling and, like, running fast and everything. But, like, the Dragon Ball influence was there from the very first Sonic game. Yeah. And you know what? That's fine. You know, especially as long as you own up to it, right? Which the guy would always. So
Yeah.
we got more awful things to talk about, unless you have something.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrible.
So, how much do you dislike Captain Planet?
I think it's funny.
Yeah.
It's
I like it for all the wrong
ridiculously
reasons.
cheesy. Yeah, me too. I think.
Yeah.
Like the villains are like,
They had a good
like
cast.
ridiculously. Yeah. Like you know, the villains that are whose goal is to pollute. Like that's like what?
Oh yeah, and they had like different range. Like Greedly, his goal that wasn't necessarily to pollute, but he was the one that made the most sense. Is like, I want to make the most money out of this, so I'm going to do horrible things to make money, right? That's like the only villain that would work outside of a propaganda cartoon, and it was straight up just a propaganda cartoon that was started by Ted Turner of all people.
Yeah, and like all the kids were so cheesy.
Oh, for
like,
sure.
Ridiculous.
Also, the other one that might work outside of it was like Verminous Scum, which again, it was a villain to pollute, but his whole like Rat Man thing, I think you could take him out of Captain Planet and he would still work as a character. Especially when he was originally made by Jeff. Yes. Yeah, he was trying to like bully an AIDS kid or whatever at one point. He was played by Jeff Goldblum when he first the first appearance, which is great. Right. So like those two, I think could work very well outside of it. I think what was it, Duke Nukem? Not to be confused with the other Duke Nukem. Like his he could probably be an Incredible Hulk villain, but you'd be the lamest villain ever, you know.
Like, was his goal to like start up like nuclear power plants? Because like,
I don't even remember what his goal is.
To me.
I just remember that he was like using radiation and stuff a lot. He's the type of guy, like if he was making nuclear power plants, he would not be disposing of the waste properly, which is very easy to dispose of. Like he'd go out of his way to like drop the waste in like a neighborhood where kids are playing or something because, you know, he's just a dick.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, no, that was the worst part. Is like, This doesn't make any sense. Why are you even doing this?
Yeah, like, it'd probably be more cost effective if you disposed of that. Or like, use the nuclear waste in a Gen 4 plant that can actually use it.
Or like just made these small concrete silos on site so you wouldn't have to take it very far at all. Like you're probably spending more money transporting this thing than actually doing what everybody else does.
Yeah, that never made any sense. It's supposed to be for kids, I guess. Stupid kids.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's a lot of like, the propaganda was bad. They would have like end of the episode, like little teen tip type things. They would always say like, the power is yours. And one of them I saw going around, I didn't even remember this one recently, was one telling you not to have too many kids because like everyone on the planet's your family. It's like, yeah, sure. Let's see where that message is getting us now.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they're bringing Captain Planet back. Netflix got the I guess rights to it, the licensing for Captain Planet, and apparently it's being produced by Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay.
For some reason. I don't know why. Like, I could come up with a cool thing to actually turn Captain Planet into an interesting character, taking all the propaganda out of it. But obviously, if he's coming back, there's no way that it's not going to just be more propaganda. In our modern, like, global warming, climate change, go green, honestly, they're probably going to bring back the nuclear guy because it's like everybody hates nuclear power plants for some reason.
That's really dumb.
I know. I love
people
nuke.
Genuinely don't anymore. Like, it's been like all of the supposed problems with nuclear have been solved.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing is, it's like it's public information, like how informed the public is, and well, most people aren't really as afraid of nuclear plants as they used to be. Like, I think a lot of that has disappeared. The desire for them still isn't there, right? People have been propagandized to prefer like solar panels or wind turbines, which can be fine in certain areas. I mean, wind turbines are very dangerous, but if they're in the areas that have high wind and they're kept away from like migration routes or even people, they could be really good at their job. Solar panels are actually, they're still pretty good in conjunction. They're just not really a solution to anything. They should be used in parking lots, honestly. I think the best way to use solar panels is to just like make covered parking lots and just put panels on top of all the covers, which some places do in the world. But I don't know why we don't do that here. That would be the best use of them, especially where we are, where you get like the most direct sunlight out of anybody in the nation.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah,
aside from that,
I want to put solar panels like on my house.
yeah, after you get one, that's especially in the south-facing side. That's where you want to put it. Especially where we are, you get sunlight directly to the south-facing slant of your roof the entire time that there's sunlight.
Yeah, that would pay for itself, I'm pretty sure. So,
but like, if I were to make a Captain Planet, people wouldn't like it, right? Because he'd be doing all kinds of stuff against people you don't want him doing stuff, right? But he'd still be helping things. Like, I would probably have him go help clean up an oil spill, but he wouldn't be like condemning the people or anything, unless it turns out that they were like cutting corners. Right? It would just be like, well, that is an environmental disaster, so we'd do it. I would like Captain Planet more if we took all the propaganda out. Obviously, networks wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, you could do a responsible, common sense one.
Oh, yeah.
Where,
Captain Planet could totally be a conservative hero if you redesign him, because conservation can totally just be a conservative thing. It's in the name.
Yeah. Well, like, and he could extol the virtues of nuclear power.
Yeah.
And how it's clean and renewable, and basically could replace all of these, Earth destroying solar and wind energy plants that are just worthless.
Yeah. Well, I think
Very,
at
very
his core,
small footprint with routine.
right, is Captain Planet should be a hero about responsibility, whether it's global or personal responsibility, right? And you can do that perfectly fine in that realm without having to get propagandistic around it, right? Like you could be informative, right? Like you just talk about with the nuclear, but a bunch of other stuff too. It's like, well, this is fine as long as you do it in a responsible way. Like, I feel like Captain Planet should actually be like a science education show disguised as a kid's cartoon and not a propaganda piece. You should be like with the magic school bus.
Yeah. They should do an episode with sexy video game characters and have all of these, annoying Karens that are.
I don't know how that would so much fit into Captain Planet, but I can imagine if they're bringing him back, if like those type of people work on it, they might do it, just not in the way that you want it, right?
Yeah.
Like, what does this have to do with saving the planet? Listen, you got to respect fictional women's bodies, bud.
That's right. It'd be like, violence in video games doesn't lead to violence.
Yeah.
So quit trying to censor. Save the planet. But not censoring. I don't know.
Yeah, if this Joseph brings up the Robot Chicken sketch where Ted Turner just starts like painting himself as Captain Planet, and the one I remember is that he actually just goes around kicking everybody in the balls, yelling, "Captain Planet!" And then there was also the Don Cheadle one, where was sort of like Funny or Die or whatever, right? Where he's like, "You'd be good to the environment, or I'll turn you into a tree."
What about what was the chick in Rick and Morty?
Planetina?
Yeah, Planetina. Kind of went nuts and started like killing people.
Yeah.
No, there's another VTuber corporation scandal.
Yeah, was or not. Go independent, people.
Apparently Iron Mouse left V Shoujo.
Oh, yeah, I saw the whole thing like as to why she left and everything too.
And Pirate Software is being accused of fraud on Twitch.
Well, there's happier news, I guess. I don't know. You like Mortal Kombat, right? I didn't watch the movie, but I thought you said you enjoyed it.
I enjoyed the most recent one, except for the main character.
Well, there's going to be a Mortal Kombat 2 trailer premiering sometime this week. I don't know if it's already premiered or not, because this is from the 16th, so it's actually last week. I've not looked, but there's supposed to be one that's out. But I have seen, I don't know if this is the trailer they were talking about. Mm-hmm. It might be. There is a fake action movie trailer for Johnny Cage with Carl Urban, just talking about, great guy, playing Johnny Cage in a. It had already premiered. This might be the thing they were talking about then, but he's like basically. They made a fake trailer for him to really play into the movie star aspect. I've not seen this.
Johnny Cage?
Yes, he's going to be Johnny Cage.
Well, I do like Carl Urban, but...
At least he's going to try to play the character to the best of his ability, instead of just like... A lot of people, you put him in there, it's like, I'm just going to play me. Though, Johnny Cage might be the best character for you to play, because it's like, you're an actor, you just have to play an actor.
Yeah,
Why don't they get rid of? Did they need to have Cole Young? Just say he died off screen, whatever. He decided to quit. He's the worst character.
He said, if I had a wrench, I'd link the actual Mortal Kombat 2 trailer. Well, too bad. You're not getting a wrench. You could drop it in the Discord if you want. No, I'm pretty sure we could find it easily if we really wanted to. Listen, I don't hand wrenches out willy-nilly. If you see some people who have wrenches in here, they're either a Cult of Raven member or some of the miscellaneous ones is because they were part of the RPG we played, right? Like, which... Actually, everyone who was part of the RPG was either Buck, who's already a mod, a Cult of Raven member, or Rick, who we kind of treat as an honorary Cult of Raven member in ways. He's adjacent to it. Half of his fan base is Cult of Raven.
Yeah. Ooh, there's blood.
Yeah.
Blood. Ooh, someone gets stabbed.
I don't know if we want to show this one, though. I'll probably just watch it on my own. Mostly because WB is a little handsy when it comes to, like, claiming videos and stuff. Not that it matters to us. At worst, they would just do, like, a monetization claim, and we don't even get monetized anyway.
Is it a different Sonya? It looks like a different actress. I'm not sure.
I didn't watch the first one, so I wouldn't even be able to tell.
They do have that weird guy with the teeth, with the big mouth. I forget what his name is. The big mouth and the teeth.
The big mouth and the teeth.
and the blades that come out of his hands.
Oh, I'm trying to remember his name. It's been a while.
So, like, is Johnny Cage the main character? Because he's in, like, every scene of the trailer.
They might be focusing more on him.
I would get rid of it. It actually does look like maybe they kind of got rid of him or sidelined him. Unless the trailer is completely misleading.
The real question is, while watching the trailer, does Carl Urban feel like Jean-Claude Van Damme?
It seems like it.
Oh, then that's fine.
I mean,
because Johnny Cage is just a parody of Van Damme, so that's all that matters, you know?
Well, it doesn't seem like he has any powers. It seems like he's just kicking ass.
Yeah.
So.
That's pretty much all he was. He was an action star who did martial arts, and he showed up to the tournament, and it's like, wow, you're actually really good at martial arts. Nobody would have thought since you were a movie star.
Baraka is the guy I'm trying
Baraka. Yeah, I can never remember his name.
Teeth. But it looks like Shao Kahn is in it as well.
Let's just start associating him with Obama. Maybe I'll remember his name more.
Barack Obama. Yeah. Oops. I turned on the sound. There we go. Off. Yeah, well, it's hard to tell, obviously, from the trailer because it's just, 2 minutes out of the film, but they certainly are focusing on Johnny Cage.
He is, like, from a narrative standpoint, he's one of the better characters you could focus on, right? Like, I like Liu Kang. He's a good character. Obviously, that's not the route that they decided to go in these movies. But so if you're going to go with anybody else, it's like Johnny Cage.
Yeah, and just, I literally don't think that guy, is his name Cole? I don't think Cole is
not Scorpion.
Cole Young, yeah. And I can tell you he's not in the trailer at all. So,
that's good.
I don't know.
Like, I like Scorpion. But, like, everything that they decided to do with that was just, like, not good.
Well, if they made him Scorpion, that would be
Yeah,
good.
like, if he was actually Scorpion, not like some weird descendant reincarnation thing that might eventually become Scorpion.
Yeah. What, he has, like gold bracers on his wrists? I mean, on his arms? That's it? Some armor? Sucks.
Yeah.
It's not a weapon, it's armor.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it could technically be a weapon, but
Yeah.
like for gold bands or like heavy bands to be a weapon on your arm, you'd have to already have like hand-to-hand fighting skills to begin with, which most of the characters do. But you would just basically just be flat arm bashing people with it.
Yeah.
Which would hurt a
You know
lot.
what else I watched this?
What else did you watch?
Yeah. I watched from beginning to end, because I never had before, redo of Healer.
Oh, my condolences.
Yeah. Half the show is blacked out. Swear to God. Plus, if it's not blacked out, it's just, it cuts away to just like a scene of like, you know, the raptor that they ride around on sleeping, or a waterfall or something, where I'm like, okay, something's happening. I'm guessing there was audio in this scene, but I don't hear anything, so this is really boring.
Yeah.
I'm guessing there's a lot of, you know, heavy, you know, sounds. But,
Probably, yeah. But that's also why I'm not
Redo.
interested in redo of Healer at all.
I'm like, okay, they kind of ruined the show. Like, what's the point? Nothing happened. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's an interesting story if they would either just skip those parts or show them. Do one or the other, not like half-assed.
Oh, it's like there's a series I like. I guess you could call the whole franchise just Blood, right? But there's a specific part of it called Blood C. But there's like a minus there, so it's like Blood minus C, but you're not supposed to pronounce the hyphen, right? But obviously the minus C, I guess it's implying like, I don't know, below 0 Celsius. I really don't know. It has nothing to do with the cold. It's just like a name that they put. I've never looked up why it's called that. I've just watched the show. Every single one of them is like Blood something. The first one was Blood, The Last Vampire, which was a movie. Then they made a follow-up series that was like a redo of the whole story called Blood Plus. And then Blood Minus C had like the same general main character in a way, but it was a completely different story, unrelated to it altogether. Instead of vampire like monsters, it was just like this girl had to protect this town from monsters. Anyway, it's a very, very gory show, like super gory. It's one of those ones where like people who are the faint of heart might have bad dreams afterwards because of how gory it is, right? Which is part of why I like it. But it's hard to find an uncensored version of the show anywhere.
Yeah.
Even a lot of like the copies that are out there are censored. And like when you watch it, half the screen sometimes is just a flash of white because they had to just cover up that much, right? You can't even see half of the shot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Half the time, like 3/4 of the screen is just black. It's black instead of white. And then like there's no audio because whatever they're saying, I guess, is too much.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's good. Plus, like, at least so far, there's been no what do you call it? Challenge. Although, as I understand it, I've been hearing a lot about season 2, maybe it's season 2, of Freerin, because she hasn't really come up against a lot of challenge either. Apparently, she will. So, I don't know if there's going to be a season 2 of Redo of Healer.
I hope not.
You left it on a cliffhanger, but like, I don't know if there's going to be one.
With Freerin, though, it is more moral challenges, which she's going to come up to quite a bit of those in season 2 if it follows what I think it's following.
Oh.
But, hey, have you ever seen Ninja Assassin?
No.
We should watch Ninja Assassin. It's a very, very bloody movie. We should watch it, but it's like almost cartoonishly bloody. It's got like a weird, like, cult classic feeling to it that we should watch sometime.
Yeah.
Like, I think, like many of us, you'll probably enjoy it for all the wrong reasons, but it's a very enjoyable movie.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
What's it called again?
Ninja Assassin.
Oh, okay.
The live action movie. It's very, very bloody. I remember one time, me and my best friend growing up, we were just bored. He's like, "Hey, I got a copy of Ninja Assassin on Blu-ray. Do you want to watch it?" He just drove all the way over. We sat down. We watched Ninja Assassin. That's what we just decided to do that afternoon. Yeah, it was great. But hey, you know what? We are actually at the end of the show.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
even
so-
stayed an extra 7 minutes.
Yeah, well, you know, you came on late, so I figured we'd talk a little bit extra time. But hey, thank you all for coming. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. If not, well, you know, keep yourself safe. But hey, you should share the show out with other people anyway. We all have a good time, but it's a better time if there's more people in it, whether they're watching now or in the future. Leave a comment below. Call me a dick. I don't care. And if you really enjoyed it, you can go leave a donation at streamlabs.com/vomitorium-live. And we'll see you guys, hopefully, I'll say no later than Friday. We'll try to make the Thursday schedule, but you never know. We'll see you sometime on the later half of the business week. Catch you guys then.
See you. Bye.